Hey everybody, the freelancer back again. This time, I'm going to start the Road to the Poor Man's Wun-Dar videos. I figured I'd show you guys just where I'm starting before I even get to the project itself. What I did, for starters, I did a little bit of test with the paints and so forth to see what I was going to be dealing with. I took one of my sectars. This one, he was already broken. I just glued his legs on, so I wasn't concerned about using him. Just tested out the little bit of the silver paint here and the black paint, because originally their eyes are red, if you're remembering the videos I've done previously. I like the way it came out. I actually really like him with these black eyes. It's really menacing here. I may go ahead and finish painting him up as something. I don't know. Maybe night-biting Skeeto or something like that. But, you know, I like the way it came out. I thought it worked fairly well after it had cured a little bit. So, I decided to move forward. Now, I went to Michael's, and I figured with Wun-Dar I really didn't need very many colors. So, I was able to get black, silver, and brown enamel paint like you would use for model kits. And some very small, I found them in the clearance, some very small paint brushes that aren't there we go. Especially that one in the middle, because I'm going to need to do some small detailing with this. So, of course you'll notice something a bit off, and I'll explain it in a minute. But this is what I'm starting with. Now, of course, I'm using the He-Man from the Toys R Us 2-pack, which kind of makes sense considering they're a lot easier to get a hold of. Like I said before, I figured I was going to use this one, but the original one I had after trying to find one of the Matty Collector He-Mans. But, I mean, it's so much more accessible to get this right now. Why not, you know? Of course, the bracelets are going to be a little bit different, but, again, this is a fake Wun-Dar, so can't really complain too much. But, of course, as you can see, I'm using the Ultimate Battlegrounds armor, so we've got pink armor, pink weapon, pink gun here. You'll notice the sword, though. This is actually the sword from the Skeletor Lex Luthor 2-pack. The thing is, I really didn't care for this sword, as I stated already. I wound up giving my Skeletor, I gave him this sword from the Ultimate Battlegrounds pack. I just think it looks better, the blue matching his skin. And my He-Man, I gave him the 2002-2003 series power sword, so it all balances itself out quite nicely, in my opinion. This will probably be one of the hardest things to paint, just because I'm working with two different things, especially when you get here with all the detailing. But again, we'll see that as we go along. The armor itself won't be too bad, and then of course I got to add on the bottom here that little white, the blue, red, and yellow. But like I say, I just wanted to show you guys where we were starting and what all was going to go into it. I'm going to begin with the armor itself, and actually before it's all over, I'm probably going to wind up painting this staff too, just because, again, I don't really care for that color, so I'm probably going to do it up black. And I'm actually even giving small consideration, since I have them. I might go ahead and do the extra battle axe and shield. So, I mean, I'm going to have a Wun-Dar that's just got a lot of weapons to him. So, but we'll see how that goes. I am not making any promises yet. Anyway, so I'm just going to edit all this together in one shot, but this is just the opening. So, see you guys in a little bit.
I believe the stronger that tomorrow never flows away. It's still a ways, it still carries us through its own ways till this moment of time.
Okay, so here's the progress I've gotten thus far in the Road to Poor Man's Wun-Dar. I did go ahead and I started painting the battle axe, but I've only done one side, so I'm letting that, you know, dry off a bit more, because it said, from what I understand, it takes between roughly 3 to 4 hours for it to at least be dry enough that you're not going to cause too much damage if you touch it, though it really needs to wait 24 hours before you do much of anything. So it may be until tomorrow before I do much more with this. I decided to go ahead and paint up the staff. I'm going to probably add some silver highlighting here, and also there you see that pink jewel. I'm going to probably put that as silver as well. But I just didn't want to leave it as pink. I didn't like the way it looked. And I thought it'd be a good extra weapon for Wun-Dar, as if he's not going to have enough already. The sword, thus far, I've done both sides of the hilt. I'm basically starting with all the black. Though it does look kind of trippy like that, you gotta admit. I kind of like the way that looks too. I'm not going to leave it that way, but that's kind of cool looking. Save a picture of that for posterity. Let's see here. I've done one of his feet. I still have to do the actual bands that go around. I'm going to do them in kind of a cobalt, sort of mixing the silver and the black. But that's been finished up. Was also able to get, I still got to do a little bit of the detailing, but I did go ahead and paint most of the shield. I just got to do around this edge here, which is going to be the hardest part. Then on He-Man himself, I was able to do one of his legs, again, and I did the inner part to his bracers. Bracelets, or whatever the crap those things are called. Armbands. So, still got to, of course, get the belt area and his hair, and then do the detail to that. But that's where we're sitting with most of the stuff. And then on the actual most important part, the Zodak armor, this is where we're sitting right now. You can't really tell on camera. There's still a little bit of extra pink. Let me turn it. There we go. A little bit more pink in the armor that I need to get around the white decal. And of course, as you can see, I've still got to get in here. I'm going to get my smaller brush to do that. But anyway, that's where Wun-Dar's currently sitting, or Poor Man's Wun-Dar's currently sitting. So I'll be back again in a bit and show you guys a little more.